Are we ready? Are we live? Is this my turn around? All right. Good. Let's go. Let's get it. Get in here, everybody, get in here. Get in here, everybody, get in here. It's time for a legendary show. Listen, I am having the worst. Can I just start by telling you guys, this microphone is sending me. The way that I have it set up, it keeps falling. Look, like, girl, why do you keep doing this? This is like really pissing me off. I cannot wait to move so I can set it up with my table and everything, because this is like really, really irking me. I'm used freaking pillows for height. Like, I'm really in here struggling to broadcast for y'all. This is really some humble beginning stuff, okay? But nonetheless, we are here. And it's hot. Who told me to put on this? But anyway, well, we're here, and I don't know why this thing is so low to the ground. But anyway, either way, we're going to make it do what it do. We're going to get into some things, and we are going to talk about a lot of things today. So right now, I got a little Terra Romano and cranberry juice. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hold on, let me see. Can I pull this bitch closer? Okay, yes. Pulling it closer is better. All right, so we're about to get into some things. We got a lot to talk about. So, first of all, over the weekend, you guys know I was busy. I was out. I was with my family. I went to the Bay Area. So sometimes it's good to kind of do family stuff. So that's kind of where I was at. And of course, every time I decide to go out of town and do something and live a regular life, all hell breaks loose on the internet. And I'm nowhere near any of my equipment. So I'm just like, well, girl, we'll just have to wait. But shout out to, really quickly, oh, if he hits me up during this live, I'll let you know. But this is my baby cousin's brand. His name is called Bear. I'll give you the update when he messaged me back. But anyway, I just want to say, got to meet up with them, got to meet up with a bunch of people from my family. It's really, really good. And, you know, I really love when I see my family doing well. Everybody's healing well. Everybody is doing good. Food was good. I feel good. I feel refreshed. I feel energized. And I'm ready to get back online. So we're about to get into some things. But I'm going to tell you, this humble beginnings thing, I'm going to do like a show or like a members only where I show you guys what this looks like. This is crazy behind the scenes here, okay? I'm going to show you what this really looks like, because if I can do it like this, you definitely could do it, because I'm sure, like, girl, watch when I show y'all. But anyway, we about to get into some things. T.S. Madison under fire from left to right. Tasha K trashes T.S. Madison and her mother. Jason Lee ran down on and said, I'm not your problem. Your problem is with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Why are you picking on me? Big Back Rylee said, no, nigga, stay here. I want to smoke, okay? Doja Cat said, you fans. I don't care about you, especially the black ones, all right? Who else we got on the docket? Nicki Minaj out of the Netflix documentary. Fans are upset. We'll talk about it. Latto gets her first #1. Well, her Korean #1. We will talk about that. No bars on the bubbling under charts. And yeah, so we're gonna ride this thing. Oh, and Queen Op and Dani. A lot of you guys don't know that. The Queen Op, Dani, Shell, that whole Bigo live crew team. We're gonna get into that. Apparently, Queen Op has bailed out of today. Literally, like, through the hour that we were streaming. Yes. Listen, I would twerk for you, but the way that I'm set up right now, girl, I think you would get all my goodies, because, baby, you don't need to even see this chair and stuff. Like, girl, I owe you a twerk. But happy birthday to you, because the way that this is set up, I have it set up a certain kind of way. And it's so ghetto. So no, it will be every meme on the internet. No, I can't do it. But I love you. Mm. Oh, and Ice Spice is wearing panties every day. We got to get into that too. All right. So first, what do we want to get into first? Let's just get into Doja Cat. Y'all know I don't like Doja Cat. But the thing is, y'all ride for Doja Cat, but Doja Cat doesn't ride for you. So Doja Cat is beefing with her fans right now. Okay? Because her fans were calling themselves kittens, and she's basically like, girl, don't call yourself kitten. Don't call yourself Doja Cat. Don't become a stan page. Don't do a like page. I don't like you. To the point where some of the fans were like, Doja Cat, I just want to know if you love us. And she was like, I don't know you. No, I don't love you. Like, this is weird. This is crazy. And so a lot of her fans have literally recently shut down their fan pages from years and years and years that literally only post Doja Cat. They've shut down their fan pages. Doja Cat has pretty much said, listen, I like my fans. Yes, I am. My fans have made me who I am today. But at the end of the day, I'm not giving the fans all the credit, which I do get because she does work her butt off. And anytime you're a creator in any space, fans are just 50% of what it is, because if you don't put out the work, then you don't garner fans. But if you don't garner fans, you don't really succeed. So it's a 50-50 thing. However, Doja Cat on many different occasions has trolled her fans, told her fans that, you know what? This was all a money grab. This was all a cash grab, and they fell for it. Like, she's been very nasty. So I'm going to read this article, just a little bit of Doja Cat, just so we can kind of get into it. Y'all know I don't really do all that heavy reading, but we're going to get into a little bit of this right now, okay? So Doja Cat started a war with her own stance. Now they're jumping ship. Doja Cat's fandom in shambles, and she couldn't care less. Throughout her career, the rapper has maintained a bizarre relationship with her fans online. One that embraced their support, but harshly rejected anything beyond that, including their inquiries into her life outside of music. She'll go into the booth and record the songs, but her loyalty is seemingly ending there, okay? So somebody asked Doja Cat, listen, do you love us? Do you love me? Doja Cat said, I don't even know y'all. Now they feel like they don't know her. But she's shown them these cards before. Doja Cat's attitude towards her fans can and at times be off-putting, especially prior to the release of her latest single, Attention. Earlier this year, she ranted on Twitter about her pop-leaning projects, Planet Her and Hot Pink, being cash grabs. Then she hammered her point in by insulting her fans for falling for it. Okay? So she's always been very, very nasty when it came to her fans. Now, I don't know if that's part of her rock and roll persona, but Doja Cat has never really given up about her fans, especially the ones of color. Okay? Let me see. I'm pulling up more stuff here. Give me a second. Hold on, child. We got a lot of tabs open, and I'm not at my normal spot. So there's a bit of a delay. Let me see. Hold on. Now, you better not start cutting up, Miss Instagram, internet, and things. Okay. So they also say, here's what Doja Cat said. I'm here. Let me look, mind you, I'm like, let me not get too tipsy already. Here's a tweet. My fans don't name themselves. If you call yourself a kitten or fucking kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with a house. They said, what should I change my name to since you don't like the term kitten? They said, just delete the entire account and rethink everything. It's never too late. Lord, a Doja Cat notice. They said, you making my government name your screen name is creepy ass. So Doja Cat doesn't like any of her fans, and she thinks they're all weirdos, and she wants them all to get the away from her. She hates all you, okay? And that's part of the whole emo, gothic You know, that's her whole aesthetic, demonic, you know, and we're just going to say. And so that is part of her branding and her marketing. Now, I don't know if you guys are falling for that, if you guys are going to still be here for that, but I told you guys Doja Cat is trash. She's worthless. She's nothing. And me as a black person, I do not stand for Doja Cat. I do not support Doja Cat, and I'm not a Doja Cat fan. Nothing but Doja Cat slander is tolerated on my platform, okay? But I think that, honestly, she likes that. Doja Cat is the type of woman who is now turning into the type that, you know, I feel like she prefers pain. You know what I mean? One of those people that don't want you to be nice to them and show them acts of kindness, you know, and affection. You know, her love language is probably something like you come and slap the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? And ask her how her day was going. You know what I mean? Spit in her face and pinch her. You know what I mean? Or sock her on her, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how she communicates. And then that makes her feel good. You know what I mean? I don't know where that's coming from, but when you dibble and dabble in different spirits, it makes you feel a certain kind of way. Those are my thoughts. So yes, I'm standing clear away from Doja Cat. You guys can support her if you'd like to, but I'll keep standing on this side because I don't need you to disrespect me. Okay? And so at this point, she can have it. But I will say this, alienating your biggest fan pages, your stan pages, is crazy. See, a lot of these artists and just people in general, you can never get so cocky and so big to where you feel as though you don't need the people that made you anymore. Perhaps maybe she's feel like she's made her millions of dollars and she's invested it to where she could never go broke again. So perhaps she feels as though now I've made my money, I've flipped it, reversed it, and dipped it. And so no matter what I say or do, there is no chance that I could go broke. You know, a lot of these artists don't really care about you, the fans, the music, the craft. They care about the money. And once they reach a certain level of financial success, and then they take that money and they invest it well, and that money starts to multiply, there becomes a point in time where, you know, they have enough money to actually support their lifestyle to the end of time for them. And so they start to show it by not really caring about the art, or they start not caring about the fans because at the end of the day, they no longer need you. So that's why it's very important for you as a consumer to be very cautious about the people that you pour your dollar into, because she would have never been saying this on her way up. But now that she feel like she's made it and her money is right, now it's you, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Let's hit this topic really quick because I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but we're going to talk about it. Nicki Minaj. So there's a female rap documentary coming out on Netflix on August 9th, and they previewed it, and it's going viral on social media now. Some of your favorite artists in there, old, new, young, middle, whatever, hot to not, all female rappers in hip hop are in the documentary to a certain extent, whether they're talking heads or their music or their videos, they're being talked about. However, two people that I noticed that weren't in there was Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliott. Okay, so a lot of the fans were upset because Nicki Minaj was not in the documentary, and people were saying that this is not a real documentary about female hip hop because Nicki Minaj is not in it. Now, one of the reps for the documentary came out and said that Nicki Minaj nor Missy Elliott provided clearance for their music to be in the documentary. So that is the reason why. So a fan asked, well, were they allowed? Were you even considering them? And, you know, the representative said, of course we were considering Nicki Minaj. She just didn't get back to us. And so I want to say this with Nicki and Missy Elliott. First, Nicki, there is no female hip hop conversation without Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliott, period. Those two are my favorite female rappers. Like, as far as like, I grew up before there was a Nicki Minaj, there was a Missy Elliott for me. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be a Missy Elliott backup dancer. Missy Elliott is one of my favorite female rappers of all time. Love Missy Elliott. To me, Missy Elliott is one of the only female rappers that can do a verses with Nicki Minaj and possibly beat her. You know what I mean? But I'll say that I have heard, because my friends work at various different record labels, I've heard that Missy Elliott is a little bit interesting or funny when it comes to her music and her catalog, especially even when it comes down to the anniversaries of certain albums. They try to like have moments for the anniversary of the albums, and Missy Elliott is never usually on board for like re-releasing vinyls or just creating a moment or having parties or just doing anything. She's never really a part. She doesn't like that part. I don't know if it's a label thing. I don't know what it is, but like when it comes to her and her music and licensing and for her older music and stuff like that, and re-releasing and doing collaborations and celebrations around her projects, I've been told personally by people that work at the labels that she's one of the most difficult artists to work with when it comes to that kind of thing. She's never on board with stuff like that. So when I seen that it was Missy Elliott and Nicki Minaj, I was not surprised. Now, Nicki Minaj, my theory is this. I don't feel like they didn't want Nicki Minaj in the documentary. I feel like, here's the thing what I feel. I feel like either A, Nicki Minaj didn't want to do it because, you know, she has her own documentary that may never come out that we've been waiting for. But then two, I think the fans need to realize this about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, and I've heard this as well, and I could see it being true. Nicki Minaj is very difficult to work with, especially with an ensemble cast. And an ensemble cast meaning all female rappers being celebrated. Nicki Minaj is probably not responding back to those emails. Okay, moving very slow. And so we know how Nicki Minaj is movement-wise. She's very funny, very fickle. So she probably didn't do it. And not for nothing, there's probably wasn't enough money in it for her, if any money, because documentaries, typically people don't get paid for those. So there probably wasn't enough money in it for her to be amongst all of those girls. And she knows if she would have licensed her music in any kind of way, it would have made Netflix so much money because everybody would have went and watched all of those girls and, you know, on that documentary because she was in it. And so maybe Nicki Minaj doesn't want to share that space because Latto was in it. Cardi B was in it. She didn't want to be amongst those girls, in my opinion as well. Here's the thing though with Nicki Minaj, in my humble opinion. While Nicki Minaj is one of the greatest female rappers of all time, and it's great that you have a fan base. It's great that people love you in that way. It's great that people understand your bars, they know your words, word for word. But at some point, when you look back at history, when it's all said and done, and all of us are older, and you know, it's a new group of people doing their thing. It's new media, new commentators, new female rappers, all new everybody. Don't you want to go back and be in the history books? Don't you want to go back and when people go research female rappers and collaborations and, you know, legacy and documentaries, don't you want your imprint to be there? And I just think it's very interesting that she never does that kind of thing. And I think as her fans should realize that it's not that these people don't want to include Nicki Minaj in these spaces. It's that she just doesn't want to do it. And so at some point, it's not Netflix's fault. It's not this person's fault or that person's fault. She genuinely is not wanting to do it for whatever reason. It's hard to include somebody that does not want to be included. You know, and it's great to have your own thing. There's no problem with that. But I think, here's the thing. You cannot deny that other people are here. You can't deny a Cardi B. You can't deny a Latto. You can't deny an Ice Spice. You can't deny Megan Thee Stallion. You can't deny Lil' Kim. You cannot deny Nicki Minaj is not the only person in female rap. So this idea of separatism is crazy. At some point, girl, be you, be the queen. Even if you didn't sit amongst them people and do a head talking commentary, let your music be played in the documentary. Let you be spoke about. On the flip side, she could have denied it because she is very controversial when it comes to female rap. And she probably does not know how they were going to spin it or twist it, or the people that were giving commentary. If Nicki Minaj becomes involved in the conversation, you don't know what is going to be said by the people leading the commentary or how they may paint her. And perhaps she wanted to protect her image in that. So she just said, you know what? You got all these other girls in here. I don't know how you guys are going to do this. I don't know what these people are going to say. I don't know how this is going to be edited. So girl, I'm out. So it'll be interesting. But I think as a fan, at some point, as a growing fan, as an older fan, you don't have to sit with Cardi B. You don't have to sit with Latto. You don't have to sit with anybody. But you can do this documentary and not have to talk to anybody. Shoot it separately. Have your stuff in there as a female rapper as well. Like, does the beef, does the hatred, does the dislike, does the disdain for these other girls have to be that serious to where you can't even be seen in the same show? I don't know. I just thought it would have been a good move. At some point, we need to see some sort of collaborative effort from Nicki Minaj. And I'm not talking about a sexy red collab. I'm talking about a history-making collaboration. I'm talking about a history-making visual. We need that. She needs that. More than we need that, I think she would like that, because Nicki Minaj is one of those people that are very big on homage and very big on people giving her props and celebrating her and the work that she's done. However, it's hard for people to celebrate you if the only place they see you and your accolades is at your house. If we can't see it at anybody else's house, is it really that big? If we got to come to your house to see everything about you, then really is the imprint that large? I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying at some point we need to see things other than going to like Nicki Minaj stand pages, Nicki Minaj Instagram, Nicki Minaj documentary. Of course, everything's going to be great on your end, but we want to see the greatness cross-pollinated in other genres and on other platforms and other media spaces that are not designed just to suck your farts out your, in my opinion. And I think that is where Nicki Minaj kind of falls short, in my opinion. So that's what I think when it comes to this documentary. Of course, I would want her to be in it. As a fan, at least give your fans that. Like, you know what I mean? So I just feel like her ego sometimes gets in the way, and then us as fans, we suffer. We would have lived to see all the girls in that documentary. Because now the documentary doesn't feel finished. It doesn't feel finished because it's like, girl, Nicki's not in it. Missy's not in it. We're going to watch it, but it just feels like it's not completely finished. You know what I mean? So those are my thoughts on that. What else are we getting into? This thing keeps falling, guys, and I'm a little tipsy now. The drinks are in. This is sending me. All right. Can y'all hear me though? Because if I just leave it right there, then I'm just gonna leave it right there. It's fine. I'm trying to figure out where we're going. Okay, you know where we can go. Y'all wanna go? Let's go here. Then we'll go heavy, then we'll lighten it up, and then we'll go heavy again. All right. So let's get into this. Queen, Dani, and Shell. Okay, so I really need to dissect this, and I really need to get these girls on the show at some point. Y'all know I don't really talk about the Miko Bigo stuff. It's a little bit too far out of my ratchet spectrum. But as I was at my house, I was in my bed. Well, I was in my bed, and I was laying there, and you know, you on Twitter or whatever, and something had came down. This clip had came down. And the first thing I was thinking is, girl, why is she fanning her head like this? So I thought it was like one of these ratchet videos. So I'm really reading. And I'm like, wait, what is happening here? Why is the police kicking her? It was a whole thing. I thought it was one of these like ghetto cackle videos. I'm like, this is so ghetto. But then I spent like the last hour and 2 hours getting into these people. So this is what it is. So if you haven't, and they're getting full free promotion, there's no shade, but this is crazy. This is modern day Precious, okay? So this woman name is Queen Op. The lesbian in the back name is Dani, which she's in a relationship with Queen. They live in Philadelphia. Queen is now pregnant. I didn't go that far back. I don't know how she got pregnant. Apparently, Michelle, a.k.a. Shell, is her best friend. Some people are saying that Shell is in love with her. Apparently, they all three live together, okay? Now, I thought this was a joke. I thought this was crazy. But from what I gather is Queen, because I was like, Queen was just like really like talking to this woman like she was crazy. So Shell has a touch of Down syndrome or a slight retard. It's very clear to see. This woman is like 30-something years old. Now, Queen Op exploits her, but in a way where she just disrespects her, talks crazy to her, degrades her. You see the big money bag yo tattoo? Queen Op made her get the money bag yo tattoo. She's made her eat, sleep with homeless men, and blatantly disrespects her, don't let her talk, won't feed her, and all of this. Now, the latest thing is Queen's girlfriend blacked her eye, beat Shell up because apparently Shell went when they left to grab her phone. I'm gonna play it and give you the story, right? But my thing is, why this girl don't have her own phone? This girl clearly get an SSI check. Now, mind you, it was a whole, but the thing is, they have Shell so brainwashed to where Shell does not want to accept the help because, you know, they're going viral and they're getting these cash apps, but the cash apps all go to Queen's phone, but Queen pretty much is acting as if she's the caretaker of Shell. But the whole thing is Queen sits pretty, she sits nice, and she disrespects and talks crazy to Shell, and then they make Shell like she's the bad guy, but literally they're beating up and attacking and taking advantage of a mentally ill person for clicks and views. And it's working because the internet is such a sick place. While you have many people that think that this is absolutely insane, you have other people that just want to be entertained. So they will sit here and watch this. Now, the police have been called many times on them. However, this is the first time the police were called and something really happened because you can actually see the beating and the bruising. But this is not the first time that this woman, that they have been attacking her and beating on her. So I'm gonna finish telling you the story. So after this night, I will play you the video where the police came. They beat her prior. They were offline for like 2 weeks. So she was beat more than this. So Dani apparently beat her because she stole, okay? So they were arrested. Queen has since bailed out today. So we'll see if she goes online to collect her dollar cash apps. They were on Miko, Bigo. They have been put off of Miko and Bingo because it was too violent. So then they came over to our world, YouTube. YouTube is not going to play that like that either. So they were now on YouTube. So this is how it started catching over to getting my antennas going. And so this, and I see a lot of people in the comments saying they've been doing this for years. Yes, but at some point, this has to stop. You don't sit up here and take advantage of the mentally ill, beat up on her and talk to her crazy. So I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff, if this will pull up. Oh, God, hold on. Because my internet is carrying because I'm not at my house. But I'm gonna just show you some of the stuff. It's on my Instagram page on how they used to talk to her. Hold on. If I can get some connection, like, please work with me. Hold on. Child, this is just crazy that I want to carry like this right now. Y'all should see what's on my page right now. I cannot even show you what's going on my time right now. It's a fool. What is this? Okay. Let me just show you kind of what they be how they be talking to her.
All right. So the truth is, I'm just serious.
The situation with my face.
The situation with my face. Yes, Dani did because of the actions that I have done. This is the consequences for
but
when you
say it like that. You have to say what you did, Michelle.
But wait, babe. Like the way she's even saying it though, babe. Dani did this because the actions I have done. Like what?
Say why, Michelle.
This is the consequences for me. This is the consequences for.
Tell them how you waited till we left.
Clock it.
You waited till we left.
Clock it.
Snuck in here.
Clock it.
Went through our stuff.
Clock it.
Stole the phone.
Clock it.
Downloaded the Text Now app.
Clock it.
Made a number.
Clock it.
Text whoever you wanted to text.
Clock it.
Deleted it.
Clock it.
Then they called the next day.
Clock it.
Like, come on, bro.
Stop
Don't make it seem
Stop.
like that. Say what
Stop
you did.
Stop
Say
it.
what you did.
Stop it.
The consequences.
This the weird shit. But see, this the shit y'all don't see. The real shit.
While we was off live, I have been being very sneaky, and I have been doing a lot of things that, like, I snuck in their room and invaded their personal space and their privacy. I have also been lying a lot, and I've been stealing again. When people steal, they get beat the fuck up. Queen has stepped in the middle multiple times.
This bitch, is it a teleprompter?
No.
Like, are you on a fucking Jerry Springer, bitch?
Tell the truth. All right.
But who gonna
So the truth.
So look, and this is crazy too. This is just so crazy. Look.
All right, boom. Next time we go out, we come back and trying to figure out. We know that she did something.
Stole steak.
Yeah, she stole steak. Yeah.
Stealing steak is crazy.
And realized that the grease, the shit wasn't sticking, or it wasn't the. You could tell it was touched. I didn't touch it. So I'm like, she's like, no, I didn't. And then she took the trash out when the trash wasn't even full. Like, just certain stuff that she was doing that she wouldn't normally do if we was here. So
hold on for a second. $1.
But my thing is, why did she steal? Why did she still stay?
Y'all know she pick and choose.
But how did they come out?
I'm not reading no fake comments.
Oh.
I didn't make nothing.
All that don't even matter.
I seen the phone in her hand. I seen the phone in her hand, and I said,
the sad part about it is stop me on the story because they still want to take up for the bitch. That's just the way it works. Everything she do will forever be excused because they feel like she's autistic. They feel like she has mental retardation.
Stole steak from where?
Bitch, from me. I cook steak and potatoes for me and my girlfriend. I'm sorry, did she deserve steak and potatoes? Because that was my coin that paid for the steak and potatoes. Well, my coin paid for everything, but that was my coin that paid for the steak and potatoes. So she didn't get any. Was she supposed to get any? I'm confused. Was my money supposed to feed her? I gotta be tight on money now because we ain't got we ain't got the income no more. So I gotta be tight on coin. So I'm responsible for feeding me and my family. This is my family. This is my family. So what do you mean about the state? She wasn't getting none. But I'm so thorough, I still end up giving her some.
That's what I was about to say.
And what else I do, Michelle?
Gave me the steak and the potatoes.
No, what else I do before that when Dani went in the bathroom?
Snuck me steak.
But Trey already told him that. Yeah, babe, you didn't know that. So not only did she have the rest of my plate that I ain't want, she had a full piece of steak. And then still turn around and do the next shit. So why you ain't tell?
All right.
First of all, can we just start there? Hold on. That's crazy. So she's supposed to be happy about a piece of steak that you gave her off of leftovers, off of your plate, and you had to sneak her a full piece of steak because your girlfriend don't want her to have no steak? That's crazy. Why is she not eating? Why is she at your house? If you don't want to feed her, why is she at your house? She's half the reason you have the content. This is abuse. This is crazy. Why she can't eat? I would be stealing steak too. I'm stealing the phone too. I can't talk on, I can't have no phone. I can't even eat. So what am I supposed to do? You're crazy. You're crazy. And see, you would never play with nobody like that in real life. You would never play with nobody that had no real sense. So look, the police, after all of this stuff goes on, I'm gonna show you a little bit more. This is crazy. I don't even know if I should play this. I'm not gonna play it. But she ended up going off and saying that, you know, this girl's mom failed her. You just have to look it up. She talks to her so crazy. I'm gonna show you the police when the police came.
Okay. And I want somebody to screen record this. Literally, screen record them kicking my fucking door down. Screen record them kicking my door in. Screen record them kicking my door in.
Fucking crazy, man. And I'm still sitting here getting my hair done.
What's up, guys? Can you come
What's
on out
up?
here, please?
No.
What?
Come on out here.
For what?
No.
We're gonna talk to you guys. Come here.
You can talk out here.
No.
No, I'm telling you to come out here.
Bro, you can talk out
Wait,
here.
don't.
Come on out here so we can figure out what's going on. We have an ambulance coming for her.
I don't need no fucking ambulance. Y'all can cancel this shit. I don't need nothing. I don't need no fucking ambulance. I don't need no cops. I don't need none of that shit. Like, y'all can fucking go ahead.
Come on.
I'm tired of y'all
This out here.
motherfuckers.
Since we're getting
So she was defending them. Look, she was defending it. Looking crazy. Now, here's another one that's really bad. This is where Queen is arguing with Dani about texting her girlfriend. Apparently, Shell told Queen that she was texting her girlfriend. And watch how Dani hits Shell.
It is. It is.
Really don't.
Okay, well, where my other phone at?
This not her? This not your ex?
Look in the picture that I sent you.
Bro, they don't look like the same fucking person.
It's the same
They don't look
person.
like it.
That's Brittany Lee. That's my
Why would
fucking
you say
sister.
her first
I
name
don't
is
give a
still
fuck.
alive?
Yo,
But she
bro.
wasn't for-
That's
This
her.
don't look like the same person you showed
Turn
me
it
the other
around.
day.
Turn it around. Yes, that's my sister, bro. That's my other sister. You so fucking hype.
Yo, stop!
Yo, fucking tell me you
Stop.
so fucking hype. Show us the fucking style.
Stop!
Wow. And just socked her right in the face like that. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. Just haul off and sock the shit out of Shell. That's crazy. Wow. 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 That's not funny, but wow. That's crazy. Yes. And so Dani has been censored and she has been, but she has bailed out. It's a mess. And the thing is, what's crazy is the people will do anything to go viral. And let's just be honest. We pay for that. I see people in the comments. I love Queen. I love Queen. That's crazy. They think it's funny. It's a kiki until something happened to this girl. Had this girl over here eating doo-doo, getting tattoos on her, looking stupid. She already retarded. And so, why are you probably taking her SSI check? Steak and potatoes came from her check. She can't even eat it. She can't even have no phone. And she sit there, don't even know what's going on. That's Stockholm Syndrome. So, yeah, child, that's a mess. And I don't stand with this. That's the fool. And then the sad part is, Shell tries to protect him. It's just crazy because you never know who else is going through this in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a big world out there. And I'm just grateful to just have my life, and I'm grateful that God gave me sense, and I'm just grateful for the people that I know that hopefully they're not going through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad because you can't save everybody, but a little bit of you feel like, damn, I hate that people go through this, or, and then this woman is pregnant, and she said that she would tell her daughter to go sell. I'm like, girl, it's really unfortunate. Like, I'm just so thankful and grateful that, girl, I did not grow up in no life, no family like that. Jesus. All right, let's move on. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, let's move on to something light. Okay, the girls are dragging JT. No bars. They say no bars is on the bubbling under charts, and it did not chart on the Billboard this week's Billboard Hot 100. I'll tell you this. To me, JT's No Bars is just, it may not be rip me out the plastic, but it's right here. It's rip me out the plastic, and there's No Bars. No Bars is the banger. It's no shade. No Bars is the banger. Everything does not have to hit to be a Billboard Hot 100 in order for it to be a cultural banger, a club banger, a streets banger. No Bars is a banger. No shade. Now, commercial success, Hot 100, Billboard this, that, or third. Okay, it may not be there. Now, a lot of people are comparing it to Latto's number one. Latto's Korean number one. You cannot compare Latto's Korean number one to a hip-hop freestyle. There's no way you can compare a Korean number one with a full international national package to a hip-hop, vlog type freestyle. Okay? But I'll tell you this. No Bars is the banger. Let's be clear. I'm not comparing No Bars to Latto's Korean number one. What I'm going to compare No Bars to is Put It on the Floor. Put It on the Floor was another cultural hit that would have never seen the light of day had Cardi B not jumped on that record. I think that it is up 12 spots at number 42 on the Billboard Hot 100 right now. So shout out to that. It's still on the charts. Put It on the Floor was a banger. But it took Cardi B to take it to the next level. Perhaps if Nicki Minaj jumped on No Bars, then we'd see a chart. But I like No Bars. JT did her thing on that. Not too many memorable lines in it, but I think the song as a whole was good. I wouldn't say it's better than Put It on the Floor just because you can't, Rip Me Out the Plastic is crazy. However, it's right there. It's good. So I'm not going to drag JT too much on that because I don't think every song, I like a lot of songs. Let's take rap out of it. I feel like Summer Walker is one of the greatest, R&B, leading R&B singers, and female artists of the time now. And she doesn't even seem to get the credit or kudos that SZA gets. And if I had to choose one, I'm more of a Summer Walker girl than a SZA, but I like them both. But Summer Walker, you don't see her up those charts, and I really feel like she should get the praise and the accolades. So, but I can't call her trash because she's not. So I say that to say everything is not going to be a Billboard Hot 100 moment, but this is still one of those good songs. No tea. But speaking of Latto, while we're here, while we're on Latto, I seen a lot of you girls trying it. Y'all were trashing me. You were trying me. Okay? Oh, Armon is running and hiding from Latto's number one. Oh, Armon is running and hiding and feeling some type of way. No, she got a career number one. Pay it. I'm not running and hiding. She did what needed to be done. Okay, come on. Let me be serious now. I'm gonna be serious. Can we talk? Can we be serious? Let's congratulate Latto on her number one. Because here's the thing. I'm joking about the Korean number one. The fact of the matter is this. The girl got a number one. And you cannot discount her number one, because if Ice Spice would have caught a number one with Taylor Swift, we would have lived for it. Nicki Minaj got her first number one record with Doja Cat. Y'all loved it. So in order for any of those, for those to be valid, in Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's WAP, and Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce, for any of that to count, you got to give Latto her credit. So at the end of the day, a win is a win. The girl got a number one, and it's no shade. I'm not going to sit up here and act like her number one doesn't count, because if this was anybody else, it would have counted. This counts, for sure. This counts. She got her one. Latto is in her bag right now. Rip Me Out the Plastic to a number one record with BTS. Commercial success. This is great. It's got Megan Thee Stallion feeling like she needs to come back out. Because now Latto trying to get in that Meg spot. You see Megan Thee Stallion is now in the studio. It's that time. Yeah, girl, you know, Latto was closing the gap on you. That's what she's doing, because now she's starting to perform, and, you know, she's closing that gap on that Megan Thee Stallion spot. Meg like, okay, let me get back out here. This hoe over here dancing, getting number one records, BTS collabs. She ripped out the plastic, got a Cardi B feature. All right, let me wake up. Because Latto hasn't taken a break yet. Latto has not taken a break. But I'll say this. And this is not because I don't like, because I do like Rip Me Out the Plastic. It's no shade. I like some of Latto's songs. I don't like all of Latto's songs. I don't like majority of Latto's music. I like majority of Cardi B music. I like majority of Megan Thee Stallion. I like majority of Nicki Minaj. I like every one-off of Latto. To me, Latto still, even though she's a star, is still not hitting for me though. Like, I'm still not like, I'm like, if pick anybody, okay, like, here's what I'm saying. Let's take Nicki Minaj out. Let's take Cardi B out. Let's take Megan Thee Stallion out. I don't know. And just pick an artist. Who's kind of buzzing right now? Sexy Red, anybody? Just say like, oh, Sexy Red, you know, Hellcat featuring Latto. I'm not about to be like, oh, let me stay up till 9 o'clock to hear it is. She's working on it. But I'll do that for Megan Thee Stallion, low key. I'll do that for Nicki Minaj. I'll do that for Cardi B. I will wait. I will be up at midnight. Latto, I'll catch her in the morning. I'll get to it. But I'm not turning off the phone, stopping my show, and going live right after, like I've done for Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. Y'all know, like, I'm not doing it. Latto doesn't make me feel like, girl, I need to go live right now and review this music, review this music video, review these bars, review this record. She doesn't make me feel like that. Cardi B gives me that. Megan Thee Stallion, I'll give that. Nicki Minaj, I'll give that. But Latto doesn't make me feel like, okay, girl, I'm going to run and do this. I will definitely get it when I wake up. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. That's just for me, though. So yeah. And the only time I would do that at the moment is if she's doing a collaboration with like a Cardi B. With one of the girls, like, you know what I mean? But she's still working, so she might get it. But shout out to her and her number one, though. Because she did get a number one. And she's been consistent. But I will say this. This Nicki Minaj beef has really helped her. And not only the Nicki Minaj beef, she's been smart. When other girls are, fat, and I don't mean fat like fat, I mean fat meaning not putting, she's doing what a real artist should do. Megan Thee Stallion, you feeling fat and greasy and got all this drama, so you got to take mental breaks and sit down. Cardi B, you're not sure if you want to put out music, not do music. You doing ads and commercials and this, that, and third. Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying? You out, but you wasn't really out because you the queen. I'm finna drop. If it flop or not, I'm going. The lane is wide open. These hoes is comfortable. I'm not. Not yet. And so while Cardi B sitting here playing around with was she doing an album, she not doing this, Megan Thee Stallion going in and out of court, Nicki Minaj is over here, over there, playing crazy, tweeting and beefing, she's going. And it's the consistency that's working. So, you can't hate on hard work. But that Nicki Minaj beef helped her for sure. For sure. But congratulations, Latto, on the number one. It definitely does count. That definitely counts. That definitely counts. That definitely counts. And if these girls better not let Latto outwork them, because we may not see it there, but we didn't also see it for her to have a hit. We didn't see it for her to get a number one. She got it. She keeps working. These girls don't come back out. Before you know it, Latto will be one of the most streamed female rappers. Maybe. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see if she changed her panties first. Speaking of panties, hold on. Speaking of panties, Ice Spice reveals that she changes her panties. Mind you, I know that sounds crazy, right? It's all over the blogs. You know why, right? Hold on.
My panties are pink. I always keep a panty because, you just be having to change your panties. You know what I'm saying? The baddies that get it. All my panties are pink. I always keep a panty because, you just be having to change your panties. You know what I'm saying?
So the people that are lost in the back, you guys don't remember. Let me see if I can pull it up. Latto panties. So do you remember this? Latto responds after being trolled about her panties. Latto's come back at Twitter, who tried to call her out for frequency. She wears the same panties. Okay. On Sunday, January 29th, a Twitter user found photos of Latto wearing the same cheated print panties and attempted to call the big energy rapper out with the visual evidence. In one photo, she is wearing red, juicy couture tracksuit with her thong exposed, showing a cheetah print waistline. The second photo added to the carousel by the Twitter user shows Latto in jeans and a jean jacket wearing the same style and print of exposed panties. Okay? Latto wearing the same panties 2 weeks in a row. It's too early to have the internet bringing Latto and her years-long favorite leopard panties to my doorstep. Okay, so they were dragging Latto for wearing the same panties. And so she was posting a picture of her, but see, they said she don't ever change her panties. And so that's where the shade came from. Can't afford new panties? Oh no, not the panty police. So now let me play this for you again.
The baddies that get it. All my panties are pink. I always keep a panty because, like, you just be having to change your panties. Like, you know what I'm saying? The baddies.
Okay, now let's do this again. Can't afford new panties? Oh no, the panty police. So, tell me I'm reaching again and I'll block you. Tell me I'm reaching again and I'll block you. No, the thing is, you're late and you need to catch up, baby. Catch up. Catch up. Catch up, baby. Catch up. You girls that are missing it need to catch up. Okay? So that was definitely shade. You didn't see it? Then girl, put on some glasses. And so the girls are still shading each other. Okay? So the girls are saying, girl, change your panties. Change your panties. Change your panties. That's a mess. Not changing your panty is crazy. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Oh. What? Oh, God. How did we end up here? Wow. Oh, God. How did we end up here? Oh, wow. Jason Lee and Rylee set to get into a big back brawl. Who has the widest back and the biggest blog? All right. Here we go. Both of them are late. Let's just start there. Neither one of them are on time. Both of them are corny. Late. Jason Lee is late. Rylee is late. So I don't have a dog in this fight. There's two late girls upset with each other. Let's start there. Okay. Rylee done had every business under the sun to a blogger. Jason Lee take everybody else's idea, throw $1 behind it. She a blogger, she a radio personality, she on AMP, she on this, she on that. Whatever she seeing somebody else do, she got a network, she just stole everybody's idea. She gets bored with it because it don't do the numbers she think it's supposed to do. Then she ends up changing it. So they're one and the same. She's team Nicki, he's team Cardi. Okay. They've had exchanges, they've said words to each other. Now, apparently, she pulled up on Jason Lee at a restaurant in Miami. Okay. Now, there's two sides to the story. She said that he was calling for security and help. Now, I'll tell you this. I can believe that he calls for security and help because Jason Lee, even in his own city, walks around with security. So I was actually surprised that he didn't have his own security because she walks around with security at the local bar when no one is even thinking about her. So this was the time to actually have your security, but she didn't have security. I guess it was the event, the restaurant security. But usually he always has security around in LA. So, you know, security and help sounds about right, just for the simple fact that he always has security here, everywhere. And he instructs the security, if anybody walks up to me, don't let anyone talk. Like, don't let anyone talk to me and, you know, attack them and crazy shit. So apparently he didn't have security this time. Rylee walked up to him, wanted to have a conversation. And I guess in that, what I'm hearing is that she had got really loud and really ghetto and started arguing and didn't want to have a civilized conversation. They were actually talking. But what ended up happening is, before the camera started rolling, she got really ghetto, really obnoxious, really loud, really reckless. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is what I'm hearing. And so then the security actually came. The security and the restaurant security and manager. That wasn't hers. That wasn't his personal security. And if you see in the video, it doesn't look like his security. Just keeping it real. That looked like employees of the establishment. So she went live and made it seem as though, you know, Jason Lee, you're over here calling for, you know, security and help. When in all actuality, was he really calling for security and help, or were you just being obnoxious? And girl, security and help came because you were being ghetto at this establishment. That's thing number one. On Jason Lee's side, Jason Lee, you do a lot of talking. You get on your platform, you drag her, you mention her husband, this and the third. But then you're so quick once you get met with the smoke. Oh, no, your problem is with Cardi B and Nicki. But it's like, girl, I'm not buying that, because then you would have ran to your platform and talked about how, had this not been on camera, how Rylee tried to check you and you had to let her know what it was. Girl, so you know what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22. Now, I don't think that he should have went up there and fought her and attacked her. Absolutely not. You know, he basically put in a statement that he's bigger than her. He's taller than her. He wasn't going to attack her. He wasn't going to engage with her. She was trying to get him to have a conversation so then that some people there could come and handle him, or I guess jump him or something, whatever. Those people never end up coming. But then I also see people online pretty much saying, hey, you know, well, you threw a drink in Hazel Lee's face, so what's the difference? Don't act like you don't want to attack women. You were scary. I don't know if he's scary. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things that where, you know, that's why I try not to make, like, my personal, if I don't like you, I don't like you for you. I'm not going to not like you based off of Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or anybody. So, because then I'm not going to fight their battle, because Cardi B's not going to come down there and fight his battle. And Nicki Minaj is not going to go down there and fight Rylee's battle. And so I think, you know, it gets to catch-22 when you take on these personal battles for your favorite artists or whatever, because then you're now personally invested, and now you guys are fighting each other because you're on this side and you're on that side. So let me play the video. Let me play some of this video. So this video, this is Jason Lee's video from his angle.
My people, bruh. So you're getting this for the internet.
I tried very nicely now that I see you in person to approach you. You're scared to get up on the table. And that's wild to me as a man, for you to have been so disrespectful. And now you're scared.
It's not
And now
scared,
you're
I'm at lunch.
scared.
I'm at lunch. What
And
is
now
the
you're
problem?
scared.
There's no
But
fear.
witness to
There's no
you and
fear.
I.
Your issues with Cardi and Nicki, not with me. Not with me. Not with me.
It's not gonna work. You know you do have to leave, right?
That's fine. And what's the problem? Are you threatening me on camera? You're threatening me on camera?
You disrespect the right.
Okay, you're right
And you
here.
understand that that's different,
But
right?
you're right here.
But you wouldn't get out because
But you're right here. But you're right here. You're talking, you want to talk, you're talking. So we're doing this for the internet? I'm not scared, I'm with my people, bruh. So you're getting this for the internet for what? For what? You're getting this for the internet for what? You're getting this for the internet, right? But you're getting this for the internet for what? Okay.
Well, he definitely didn't get up, and he made sure that he let it be known that he was with his people. So he definitely didn't really want to have a conversation for real. Just keeping it a being. He definitely didn't keep the same energy that he would have probably kept on the show. But, you know, sometimes, you know, I mean, I'm not out here. I wouldn't be out here trying to fight in no freaking establishment either. There's just a certain level, like, girl, you have to have a certain level of decorum. So I'm gonna be honest. I probably wouldn't have fought her either. I wouldn't have gotten up. I probably wouldn't have engaged with her. She could have had a conversation, She could have sat down, but the thing is, what does she want to do? I'm not gonna fight you. So what are we doing? You want to talk, or you want to just say what you got to say, and we can piece it? I don't know. Like, what do you say in that situation? Because it's like, girl, clearly she wanted a problem. He didn't, but at the same time, he can't. There's not much he can do. Just keeping it a bean. Jason Lee is trash, but what could he do? He can't hit her. So what could he do? Either she was gonna slap him and move on, or what? There's nothing that he could have literally done. There's literally nothing he could have done. It would have been a lose-lose situation for him regardless. So honestly, the nigga couldn't do nothing. What could he do? Y'all saying he's scared, but if he would have went and beat her up, then he would have been a. So he was gonna lose either way. There was really nothing he could have done, to be honest with you. There was really, honestly, nothing he could have done. So he did the best thing to do. Nothing.
These that get it. Oh my.
So let me show you Riley's what she gave. Hold on, okay.
Are you calling for security and help? Are you calling for security and help, Jason? You have got online. Excuse me a moment. I'm not going to touch him. You have got online and you have disrespected my family, my child. Hang on a second. You're not going to trust me. It's not going to go.
This is not
Give
the
me a
place to do
moment.
that. If you want to do it, you can do it somewhere else. You can't do it here.
Talk.
No, please, ma'am. I'm gonna have to ask you.
You have disrespected my child. You've disrespected my husband. You've done all these things, and I try very nicely now that I see you in person to approach you, and you're scared to get up from the table. And that's wild to me as a man, for you to have been so disrespectful, and now you're scared.
No,
And now you're scared.
Ma'am.
And now you're scared. But we're face to face, you and I.
Your issues require.
No. Don't try to bring people's name into it. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. You know you do have to leave, right?
That's fine.
I gave you an opportunity to speak like a man. I gave you an opportunity. You disrespected my child. And you understand that that's different, right? But you wouldn't get up because you're all that talking you've done. All that talking you've done. And now you're scared to get up from the table. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. You know that you always have to come face to face with the people that you disrespect, right? You do realize that, right?
You're interfering with everybody. Whatever issues you have with each.
Are you calling for security and help? Are you calling for security and help, Jason?
Okay.
You have got online. Excuse me.
So, well, a piece of it does sound like he called for security and help because he probably was telling her to get up out of here. Okay, he's probably like, okay, y'all get her? Because he didn't want to. I don't know. I feel like y'all could have had a conversation, but I don't know where y'all wanted it to lead. But he clearly didn't want to do no talk. He didn't want to be confronted by her. But I don't know in any place where you felt like y'all don't like each other. You've dragged her. Like y'all not gonna have some words. It's like, was everybody just supposed to walk past each other? I feel like people would have normally done that. I think that people. I'm gonna just say this for about Jason Lee. I feel like when you have beef, like when you like that, like a Nicki Minaj situation like that, Rylee, Jason Lee, like when it's that heavy, Cardi B, all that intertwined, and how deep that it's got. When you're that level of celebrity, at some point, if you've seen him, you're going to say something because you just know that he may go on his platform like he saw you and you didn't say nothing. So even if you weren't gonna fight him, you were gonna let it be known, I'm checking you. I pulled up on you because you're not gonna go run on your podcast or run on your YouTube channel or run on your radio show and act like we was in the same room and I didn't say nothing to you. Because I feel like if he seen Rylee, if he seen Nicki Minaj, Kenneth Petty, any of those people in the same room as him and they didn't say anything, he would be on his podcast like, yeah, I was in that room and they didn't say shit. You feel me? So I think it's a little bit of like, nigga, I know we can't fight, but I'm finna let you know. See her, I pay her. I don't really care about her at all. She doesn't scare me, doesn't put any fear in my heart or anything. I keep it about my day and I keep laughing and mumbling, cackling, and I pay it. but I'm also not a celebrity, so I'm not worried about you getting on your platform and saying anything about me. But those people, I feel like she probably did that because she didn't want it to be like a moment. So, I don't know. But I feel like at the same time, girl, where was your man? You in Miami just by yourself? If you just sitting outside pulling up on men by yourself, then girl, you got other issues to worry about. You ain't got no nigga with you. You literally by yourself. You didn't even have an assistant. Nothing. What was y'all gonna do? What if he would have gagged you and said, let's get up? What was you gonna do? So I just don't understand. I get it. Like, I get it for the content. So it can be a he said, she said, but I just feel like it's like, girl, I don't know. It's like it's better to, here's the thing. She was better off telling her, listen, Jason, I see you. It's not the time or the place right now, but I'm gonna get you. Sometimes you have to tell a bitch that. Because sometimes it's not the time or the place. But you have to let those girls know. When the time is right, I'm going to get you. Just may not be just yet. But when it's your time, I'm going to get you. Enjoy your lunch. That's how you have to do it. You don't create this big old scene. You just let her know, girl, we can't do this right now, right here. But you're going to know. When it's your time, you're going to know it's your time. It just moves on. He's not going to hit you. But yeah, child, I don't know. I think this whole story is stupid. Because I think that it got too far. They got really invested in two female rappers that are not going to come out and speak out on their behalf. Nicki is not about to come out and say anything in this. Cardi B is not going to come out and say anything. And so that's the reason why, like, girl, you should never get so deep to taking on someone's personal beef to where bitch is like, girl, now I'm beefing with somebody so heavy and you're not about to do nothing about it. So yeah, I don't know. That's just stupid. Okay. Well, that is her name on one side, huh? I guess she had to live up to the name. But I don't know. I don't think he just ran like that either, though. All right. Well, let's get into the hot topic today. I'm not about to argue with none of you guys in the comments, but we're about to get into some things. Are you guys ready? Let's get into some.
When the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello?
Hello. Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women.
Trust the science. Those of us who do trust the science, because we are doctors.
Okay. Let's go through this.
Do a segment here called for us. Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Like, hello?
For us.
Okay, and T.S. Madison jumps in and says, there are so many real women that get mistaken for being transgender women. That's where a lot of the anger comes from. I do hope they take a good look at how transphobia affects all women. She says she's definitely shading Jess Hilarious. Madison said it's never shade when it's the truth. Then Jess Hilarious had posted this. Oh, she also said, but only females have periods though. So I'm a bit lost at the period part. Now, Jess Hilarious said, you the last one that needs to be playing with me. Keep that phony ish over there. I swear in any form, niggas in any form switch up like a mother effer. Oh, so that was shade. So she was shading T.S. Madison. She called T.S. Madison a okay. And then T.S. Madison posted this.
Side of the DM.
Okay.
I told you a little bit about it
Yes,
earlier.
yes.
Is there a DM that you would like to share with these motherfuckers?
Yes. Okay, so it's a cliffhanger. So this guy's a celebrity.
Blue check in the DM.
Yup. This nigga DM'd me and wanted to fly out so I could fuck him. Yes, but not with a dildo. Nigga thought I was a man. He really did think I was he thought I was a transgender. He thought I was a trans.
Okay. So that's what Madison is saying her frustration is rooted in. So let's just get this all up on the screen so we can get into Jess Hilarious, T.S. Madison, and all of that. Okay. First of all, I'm not finna argue with y'all in the comments, but I'm gonna let you know this. Here's my thoughts on this. First of all, the person that actually made the video, I don't know why they did that, because they're not even really trans. They're like a cross-dresser. It's like a man in a wig. Like you don't have any. It's like a butch queen. That's like me throwing on a wig and shaving my face and putting on wig and makeup and talking about trans issues. It's like, girl, pay it. You don't have any booty, any body, any chest, any hips, nothing. All of a sudden you're trans. Like we have to stop that. Okay, so she wasn't even trans like that. So I'm just like, why are you gaslighting these women and going to piss these women off? And you're not even a real transgender. That's number one. And in the whole talk, I just think the period thing is crazy. Females have periods. Men do not. In any form, any facet, trans, whatever. You just, maybe trans men. But gatekeeping, periods is, women have that. Now, my thought about this whole thing is, in regards to what Jess said, I don't have a problem with what Jess Hilarious said. I think that she has a right to her opinion and a right to how she feels as a woman, because there are women that do feel as though, a lot of people, when it comes to LGBTQ, and it's not black LGBTQ, let's be very clear, but LGBTQ people have so many rights and they can say certain things and get away with so much, whereas, hetero black women or men, they don't have that same privilege. And so if you say the wrong thing, you can lose your bag, you can lose your funding, you can do this. So who's going to protect us? And I get the fact that it seems as though there's so many different opportunities and layers for LGBTQ people, where including into the sports now and bathrooms and this. So women are feeling like we want to be protected. We want to have something of our own, because you have people impeding, or like the trans community impeding in our space, and we are not going to have the woman erased. I get it. And who's going to stand up for us? So you know what? As a woman, you should stand up for yourself and do that. On the flip side, though, I feel like there's a way that you can do that when it feels like you're doing it just simply for that. You know what I mean? Like you can articulate your point in a way it's like, listen, I'm a woman and I'm here for everybody. But y'all not finna go take everything. Some things I want special to me and to my womanhood, and I have the right to feel that way. And I think that she should be able to say that. And that's fair. But when you say things in your interview like, the nigga thought I was a man, or when you're dragging T.S. Madison and when you say niggas in any form, when you know the term is transgender, because you said it the second time when you said he thought I was a man, he thought I was transgender. It's like you're still not being respectful, so you still feel some type of way. So is it really rooted in just you standing in your womanhood, or do you have an underlying that feels some type of way? Because you can say, I'm a woman, and listen, I want to be a woman in all of its glory, and I want to respect that, and I don't feel like, I need to give everything up to a transgender, non-binary, LGBTQ, and that's no shade. You can say that respectfully, but when you go into another man in any form, it feels like it's more to the story. You feel me? It feels like, okay, I get you, I get the womanhood thing, but it feels like there's more to it a little bit. Because, girl, if it was just about woman versus woman and you living in your womanhood, then like, why do we have to go straight to the man part when you know the correct term is transgender? You know what I mean? So there's that part. T.S. Madison. I see her saying, real woman, like, that's one of those things where, girl, they're going to get you. Yeah, girl. It's like, it's a touchy subject because it's like, I'm just about to talk to y'all to tell y'all like how I'm about to, like how I would talk to my friend. Like if I was to call her and see, y'all could take this how y'all want it, but I have to talk to you like how I would talk to my girlfriend. And this is what I would tell her. Like, girl, and y'all gonna feel some type of way about this, but I'm just letting y'all know, this is how I would talk. Now, I don't publicly but I have to give it to y'all the way I would tell my homegirl. Like, if this was, girl, fish cannot take that. Comparing fish to trans and saying fish look like trans. They're not going to receive that in any kind of way. They're going to feel a way about that. Fish cannot take that. They already kind of feel some type of way about trans in that area. So, girl, for you to say that, fish can't take that. They cannot take that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm like, girl, you got to find another way to say that. You know what I mean? Because fish cannot take that. Because they already feel some type of way. So you can't just drop it like that and give it like that. Because then, girl, that's just going to be a whole thing. So what I think should happen, because I think both of them are right in their own perspective. I'm not mad at Jess Hilarious. I'm not mad at T.S. Madison. What I think, though, needs to happen is a dialogue should happen between the two because they both have platforms. She has a major platform. Madison has a major platform. And they're both on opposite sides of the spectrum, and they could honestly educate their audiences and one another, and we can move forward in more cohesively for the culture. I think that perhaps they should go on the Breakfast Club because they've both been up there. Jessica Harris works up there. Madison has been a guest before. I think that would be great. I mean, we're going to always do the Armon Wiggins show. I can fly to wherever you guys are at. We could do it. But I'm just saying, I think that they should have a dialogue surrounding this conversation. What I personally think, I think that if you guys want to know my honest to God truth, I think that this conversation, I hate it. I really don't like it because you really get to see, where people stand, and it causes a lot of division, unfortunately, because people that you're cool with, they lean this way, you lean that way, and just be a thing. And I think that, and I was talking to somebody, and I was like, I don't understand why people, like men don't have these issues. Like, I don't care about being called a cisgender man because I don't walk around saying cisgender all the time. But trans men, I don't feel any kind of way about trans men. I never know straight men to feel any kind of way about trans men. Straight men don't ever seem to feel a way about studs. But it's always like women and gays and women and trans. It's like, but men, like, I notice studs, like even studs, like a lot of studs, like I don't even get along with a lot of studs like that. I don't know, it's crazy. But studs and straight boys get along. Trans men and straight boys get along. Gay boys and women get along. Gay boys and trans get along. Trans and women don't get along like that. It's always some tea. And so in my mind, I'm not saying this is for y'all, but to me, I think why it gives that is because, girl, the undertone, and people don't really want to say this, but the underlying tone is the reason why the more feminine side, whether you're a feminine gay man, whether you're a transgender, or whether you're a real woman, biological woman, the reason why we have the issues that the boys and the studs and the trans men, or the more masculine identifying genders, meaning studs, trans men, straight men, because I feel like, girl, at the end of the day, the feminine side of things, we fighting over. The borderline is all boils down to a nigga. This is what it is. Girls and trans don't get along because it's borderline a nigga. The gays and the girls don't really get along because, girl, you think you can have my nigga. It all boils down to this is why it's so much tea, because we're like a bunch of girls fighting over whether you're a gay boy, a trans, or a real woman. It's all over that ain't shit anyway. That's what it's about. Deep, deep, deep below the surface. It's about that. That's what it's about. To me. That's what I feel like it's about. So now let's get into the cis thing, because I want y'all to know. Listen, I don't walk around in my day-to-day cisgendered man, cisgendered woman. I don't. But at some point, when we're identifying, what are we supposed to say? Now, technically, I'm a cisgendered man. I don't feel any kind of way about it. But I'm not going to tell a trans man, I don't want to be called a cisgendered man. Like, I don't care. I'm just saying, for me, it doesn't bother me. But I also don't use cisgendered woman on a daily basis. I don't ever use that. Terms like cisgender, I don't use that. And honestly, fish, I don't use fish either. Fish is almost slightly a dated term too. We only, it gets used less and less. So I think people are just holding on to these terms. And I also feel like people feel some type of way. But it's like, okay, so how do you differentiate the two? Because the thing is this. At some point, I think that transgender people are never going to go away. So whether you want to accept them as women or not, they are taking up and occupying a space as women. And I think that a lot of the issue is some people want them to say that they are a man, and they're never going to give you that. They know that they are born a male. They know that they are biologically a male. But they're not going to tell you, yes, I'm a man. They're going to tell you I'm a transgendered woman. That is how they identify. They don't identify as a male. And I think the issue with all of these different cis and trans and all these pronouns is because women or biological women or whatever, however you feel, you want the distinction to say, we are women. That is a man. And they're not going to say that because they don't identify as that. And so I think until we get to a point where everyone is comfortable with transgenders identifying themselves as transgender women or women, and when we have to differentiate the two, it's like, okay, well, I don't know, because I found out that the women were feeling some type of way when you were saying real women. I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to say. So if they can't say cisgender, they can't say biological, they can't say real women, what are they supposed to say? A woman's woman? You know what I mean? Like, how are we supposed to differentiate the two? Because whether you want to accept it or not, there are different types of woman. So if I'm having a party and I'm having my boys come over or some boys come over and I say it's going to be women there, and they ask, well, what kind of women? What am I supposed to say? Women. Well, there's different types of women. So do I say a woman or transgender woman, or do I say the transgender woman and a woman, or a real woman, or a cisgender woman, or a straight woman? What is the correct term? You know what I'm saying? So, okay, somebody said it's woman or a trans woman. I feel like that's cool. I mean, if it makes you feel comfortable, woman or trans woman, I think that's simple enough. But I think that a lot of people also need to realize that a lot of trans people are okay being trans women, but they are women. And that's what we get hung up on. They are women still. They're trans women. They're not biological women. They're not cisgendered women. They're transgendered women. But they're still women. They're not females. And that's where we get the hooptala. I'm not going to linger on that. And I don't care to do it. But trans women, transgendered women are women. Just like transgendered men are men. But they're not male. Does that make sense? It's a lot. But I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna do it. Because there's so many people that don't just, the realty is it's over Nick, and then there's just a very large subset of people that do not want to accept transgender people as women, transgender women as women. And I get it. Women are women, but so are transgenders. They're women too. Oh, there's a woman, and then there's a transgendered woman. Both women. Just which one are you? Okay? Whew. All right. So yeah, I think Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison should definitely have a conversation because I think they're both valid in both their points. And I don't want women to feel like, damn, like we can't have anything. But at the same time, what does a transgender woman being able to call herself transgender take away from you? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the guy or the trans that was doing the TikTok was saying gatekeeping because they were feeling like you can't gatekeep womanhood. But I feel like women sometimes feel like, well, damn, can we have any, why do y'all have to have everything? So I get that. The period is crazy. The period belongs to the woman. I don't know what kind of woman you want me to say. The woman, the non-transgender woman. You see how we always have to put like a prefix in front of it? Because if I say the woman, it's like, well, which one? So this is why we have terms like cisgender or real or whatever. Because if I just say, well, the period is reserved for the woman, you don't know what woman I'm talking about right now. But anyway, let them women gatekeep that if they want to. That's theirs. They go through that. That belongs to females. I think that was crazy to say. I think that's when it goes too far, honestly, because that's when you get the pushback against biological women and they start feeling some type of way. And then I agree, because it's like, well, girl, listen, y'all trying to erase the fact that, cisgender biological women ever existed. The only woman ain't the trans woman. And we're not finna do that either. So I get it. So, because it's like, now we're not finna change the whole scope of what a woman is. So, like, I'm with you. Because if you let them go too far, then all of a sudden there's no more real women. I got it. I get it. No, I'm definitely with you. So you do have to stop the buck somewhere because it can get crazy. So I get it. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I get it. For sure. For sure. Because it will go left. Okay? So I ain't even mad at you for that. Because I get that. Because, it can't go left. But yes. Okay. So let's move on for that. Now, so, Madison has been no stranger of creating dialogue and having these conversations whenever these controversial issues kind of come up, and I think that she has used her platform to do so. She does get under a lot of fire, But I think that's typically because that's when she gets highlighted the most within our culture. So, but she puts herself out there and, that happens. I don't think there's anything wrong with what she said. To me, it feels like, her and between the exchange with her and Just Hilarious, seems as though they've had personal conversations in the past. However, she's to her side, Jess is to her side, and I think it is what it is. It's tough when you are different, and most people want you to be a certain kind of way, and then you have a little bit of a controversial past too. And you are a passing successful transgender woman, and you're very colorful. And so I get it. Now, what was interesting, though, is the clout chaser, Tasha K, she jumped in it. Mind you, she was just dragging Jess Hilarious but 2 weeks ago. So she went on a whole rant, trashing T.S. Madison. I'm not going to play it. But I think that she was thinking that the blogs and she wanted YouTube to be on fire. She wanted the different cultural blogs to pick it up and add her to the conversation. And I get it. She was doing her thing as a blogger. But I think she goes too far. Because at the end of the day, giving your opinion is one thing. Maybe you want to give your opinion on the subject matter. Fine. You're entitled to your opinion as a personality, as a person that lives in the community. You pay your taxes, or you don't, actually. But you live here. You have a platform. You wanted to use it. You wanted to speak. Whatever. But to then go and start, let me get the tweet that she said. Mind you, T.S. Madison has been paying her. T.S. Madison will probably more than likely pay her because Jess Hilarious will get a response before Tasha K. Because Tasha K is grasping for straws and trying to go viral. Tasha K is not on T.S. Madison's level. Let's start there. T.S. Madison is way more commercial, way more successful. It does nothing for T.S. Madison to respond to Tasha K. Okay? Nothing. Tasha K has been sued by Cardi B. T.S. Madison is on the Renaissance album. So they're two different levels. You know what I'm saying? But Tasha K also knows how to draw on the heartstrings of Black women when need be, when she's trying to build her platform. And the best way to do that in a rut, whether you fight or not, when it's a gay topic, go with your sister. And this, okay, now y'all not gonna like this for a second. Before I get here, and this is what I told T.S. Madison, and this is no shade. Y'all probably not gonna like this. But this is what I tell my boys too. This is why we have Boys Chat. We have these spaces. Because at the end of the day, and now, so here's the two, we just talking. We're gonna be real. So now here's the two ups and downsides of Fish. So remember, I said, Fish not gonna like that. That wasn't a bad thing. It's like, be Fish, girls, Fish not gonna like that. You cannot say it like that, Madison, right? Now, this is the negative side of using Fish. Okay? If I was to talk to Madison right now, this is why I don't have a lot of Fish friends. Because on Mad Day, it don't matter. When the LGBTQ comes up, it don't matter. If Fish is friends with, if Fish is mad at her sister or not, she's going to take that side over the gay side. On Mad Day, Fish is going to play in your face and talk about your mama and say she got all kind of diabetes and stuff like that. Because this is the same person that went to T.S. Madison's house. This is the same person that had her husband helping T.S. Madison. They were talking and they were friends. They were working together and collabing. Just did T.S. Madison's show. Now all of a sudden, I get you giving your opinion, but now you're dragging this woman's mama, and now you just so team Jess Hilarious. You don't like Jess Hilarious. But it's convenient because Black women are upset at the transgender conversation. Jess Hilarious has spearheaded that conversation people aren't going to drag you right now, Tasha K, because even though you are trash and you are worthless, you are nothing, if you come against the transgenders and get on this bandwagon as well, we can forget about what you said about Cardi B. We can forget about how trash of a human being you are because we don't like these transgenders either. And so maybe for her, that will help her bottom line and her out. She'll be a hero for the day. That's what it gives. That's what it, and that's just the dynamics. That's the dynamic, and that's why I hate these conversations, because then people are always left feeling some type of way. But let's get into it. So what ended up happening was she went on her platform and she said this, because Madison wasn't giving her no responses. So she added T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison, you look just like your fucking mammy, just like her big ass, big like her, too, with diabetes. Keep putting on weight and you're going to be on a walker just like her. You shaped just like her. Your mammy ain't jealous of you. She made you. That's your blueprint. Your mammy. No disrespect to your mammy, but if she ain't going to check you, I will. Get the out of here. So, my thing is, it's clear that Tasha K been wanting to have a problem with T.S. Madison. Because my thing is, you could have said everything you wanted to say in response to T.S. Madison's comment. But to bring up her mama having diabetes and being fat and being in a walker is crazy. You could have taken everything else and said your mom ain't jealous of you, she made you, whatever. You could have said all of that. But to go for her health and say she big and a walker, like all of that piece right there was like, that's too far. So when we compare what Jess Hilarious said and what Tasha K said, Tasha K went too far. I think Jess Hilarious is more out of emotion. She just felt how she felt, and it was more pertinent to the topic. Tasha K came in a nasty, dark place out of nowhere. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I feel like you could have said what you wanted to say. You could have disagreed with her. But let's keep it on the topic. That's why Jess Hilarious saying the mental illness, stuff like that. You know, she said that, but at least that's toward the topic, because the man had said some, the trans had said some wild stuff. I think it was still a boy. I think it was a boy with a wig. But he had said some wild stuff. So I get that. Like, I'm not offended by that. I'm offended by this. Because now you trying to tear my mama down. That's crazy. But she only knows how to go hard, and she thought that that was going to give her attention. And it didn't work. So, I don't know, child. We'll see. T.S. Madison hasn't said anything. I don't know if she's going to respond to Tasha K. I think she's going to pay it, because Tasha K needs to respond more than T.S. does. But, you know, they've got videos together. They've done interviews together. She has been to T.S. has been to Tasha K's house. Tasha K has been to her house. But I told you, when Tasha K was pregnant, Madison went and touched her baby, and Tasha K went and said she should have never and would never let T.S. Madison touch her baby, because T.S. Madison carries too many spirits. Same thing Tasha K said about Gossip Girl XOXO here on YouTube, who now hides her face. She said that they had to stop working together because Gossip Girl has way too many dark, demented spirits. These are all LGBT trans, you know, and you notice whenever she gets into it with the LGBT person, either if they're trans, they're touching people and got spirits, or if they're butch queens like me, we have, because, you know, she recently tried to put that on me. Or we're touching kids. So she goes there. And so that's why I don't feel any kind of way. But she also, I'll never forget that interview that she did with T.S. Madison on her platform. She tried to get T.S. Madison to drag me. T.S. Madison did not do that. And because T.S. Madison didn't do that, Tasha K called me that day. And she told me that she had some information about T.S. Madison that I needed to put out. So this is how me and T.S. Madison got back talking, because I'm like, girl, what? Why are you calling me? I don't like you. Yeah, Madison, I heard Madison was doing this and this about me. I guess Gio was being messy and told Madison that. Or told Tasha K something about Madison. So Tasha K calls me and says, I have some information. Literally, after the show premiered, literally was like, yeah, I have some information about T.S. you should put out. I'm thinking, what? So immediately, I'll get on my phone and I'll call T.S. Madison. I say, you're a dummy. Mind you, me and her weren't talking because I was dragging her ass for my own reasons. Firing her up. This is 2020. So I call, I'm like, you idiot. This is the woman that you wanted to go sit up at her house and have her on your show and you want to eat and cackle with and play in my face with. And she calling me right now to tell me, have me go live and drag you. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? The same day. So I called her. I said, isn't this crazy? Oh, yeah. Ever since that day, been cool. But Tasha K is dirty like that. She's dirty like that. So Madison been knowing she's trash, knowing she's dirty. But Madison knows how to play the game, and Madison's going to pay her. So, yes, child. How long have we been on here today? Child, y'all got a good hour and 45-minute show for me. So it's been a mess. So here's what I'll do. We will close out 15 minutes. We'll make it a full 2 hours, and we'll do calls. Super chats to the top. Be ready. Oh, let's see if it's going to do it. Because, child, this internet has been carrying. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if we're going to get on here. And she legit called me and told me to drag T.S. Madison that day. And I called T.S. Madison like, this fool is crazy. The number is 563-999-3658.
Your show now, press 1 to hear important.
Your show is scheduled to start in 37 seconds.
Get on here talking crazy. I will leak your number. Just a heads up. So don't do too much. Somebody said, I wish we would have called T.S. I'm sure she's going to want to address it on her own platform first. We might can call her after.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Blog
put the number.
Talk Radio.
Okay, 5548, you're live on the air.
Hi, Armon. I haven't talked to you in forever, but I'm so happy to talk to you tonight. But
yes, talk to me. What's going on?
Latto, I just want to say something about her. I am very proud of her because I watched her on the rap game years ago. She's been working. I feel like she deserves everything that she's getting right now, regardless of how we feel about the music, because I honestly don't love, like, I'm not like a Latto fan, like that, but she has been working. And I don't think she has a manager, so to be doing all this without management, I feel like she's doing pretty good. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks, boo. Shout out to Latto for that. Okay, let's take another one. 2451. Just let's keep it short and sweet like that. Yes, go ahead. Hello? 2451. Okay, not ready. We have to move on. Okay, 0009. You're live on the air. Hello? Okay, not ready. I need you guys to be ready. 3148, you're live on the air.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
I just wanted to speak to something that you had said in reference to maybe the reason why trans women and natural-born women don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you made a comment that it was rooted in men, and I just would respectfully disagree with that.
Okay.
I think it's maybe proximity too, because where I'm from, the conversation, as you know, it's been going crazy over the last couple of days. And it's basically not rooted in anything having to do with men. I think it goes to what you said about kind of like impeding on a space. And change is hard. It is for everybody. It is, you know, coming into a space and then changing it all up and telling us new names and things like that. I think it's more rooted in that. So I don't think it's coming from a hateful place. But of course, when emotions get high, some people, they want to stoop low and throw in insults and things like that, which is not right. Because as far as I'm concerned, trans women are welcome in my space. And I think the whole cis term, the whole cis conversation, as we know, or as I've educated myself and learned over the last couple of days, cis, the term was coined in '94 during a time where my trans sisters were treated poorly, given names that were unacceptable back then. They expressed to us that it was not cool, and we stopped. And I think now, you know, natural-born women are saying, regardless of what the definition is, I think we're saying that we're not comfortable with that. We don't like it. So in my opinion, it should stop. And I think for the most part, most people try to educate us like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean this and that. But when you try to give us an explanation like that, it's almost like you're not hearing us. And that's
Yeah,
the
they
part
don't like.
that's
So my
frustrating.
thing is, because cis, in my opinion, like I don't use the word. I really don't care for it. Like, I mean, not like in a bad way or negative. But cis is not even. It's not even just for women. It goes for men and women. So my thing is, so what is the like what should be the term then? Like, since it's that big of a deal, because like have you ever walked around, like, being honest, have you ever in your day of living or since '94, have you ever, since anybody ever walked up to you and called you a cisgender woman?
Nobody
like,
ever
think
called me a
about it.
cisgender woman.
Like, no
of
one's,
course,
so why
I
do
turned
people
8,
really
so I was around
care?
in '94.
Yeah, but like, so why do people really care? Like, no one's walking around being called cisgender, man or woman,
Because
to be honest.
change is different. Change is hard. And I feel like with all these new terms and pronouns and stuff like that, it's a lot. It's so much. And now it's kind of like impeding on our space. And regardless of whether or not people understand, if someone says they're not cool with it, then it shouldn't happen.
So
And I
what
understand
would
you
be
said,
a term for
don't
you to
walk
be
around
cool
saying
with?
that.
So, but do you understand? Like, here's my thing though.
Woman.
And, you know, but like, woman is woman is not, but woman is subjective. That's the problem.
I know what you mean. Female is a differentiation between. I understand what you're saying, but in conversation, because like I said, trans women are welcome in my space. I don't know about everybody else, but if I'm trying to differentiate between the two, it's simple. I think people overcomplicate it. If I'm talking about a natural-born woman, I'm going to say woman. If I'm talking about a trans woman, it's going to be a trans woman. They're both women, and it's just that. That's just a simple differentiation, and I think people just overcomplicate that, and it shouldn't be offensive.
But no, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate through this whole time.
Okay.
Because you were talking about natural born women, right? And you never just said women. You said natural born women because you know you had to distinctify the two. But this whole time you said natural born women. But exactly. So that's the point. So you can't just say, but you know you can't just say woman because it's like, well, what kind of woman? That's the part that makes it hard. So can we say real woman? Can we say natural born? I don't have a problem saying natural born woman. Is that offensive?
I think we should just say, woman. And if we're talking about a trans woman, then trans woman. We're all women.
So people should just, so what you're saying is people should just assume when you just use the word woman, that means biological natural born woman.
Right.
Yeah. And so you know that's not going to happen.
Trans women are women, but it could. Trans women are women, right? I have no problem with that. But if we're talking about women, then when I say woman, I'm referring, like you said, to biological woman. If I say trans woman, I'm talking about my trans sisters. And that's just it. That shouldn't offend anybody. And it should just be that simple. Because when we start overthinking it, that's when it gets crazy. Because if you look at your comments, your comment section, because I'm a follower on Instagram. I've been following you for a long time. That it's like repetitive comments saying, I'm not a cis woman, I'm not cis nothing. It's like everybody is saying the same thing, but nobody is listening, because when we say, I'm not a cis woman, people will try to tell us why we should be okay with it. Like, oh, it doesn't mean anything, it's not bad. Then you're not hearing me. You're trying to explain to me why I should be okay with it, and
take on this title that I don't, and you feel like, why should I have to make you feel comfortable?
Well, I suppose. Well, yeah, make you feel comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. If I'm accepting you in my space, and I see that you're a trans woman, but you're also my sister, then you should respect that. Or that goes for anybody. That goes for anybody. And I think once we can understand that and simplify it, because people overcomplicate things. Once we simplify it, then I think we'll have this understanding, because everyone should be accepted 100%. So we're women, but refer to women as women, trans women as women, and it's all the same. It's all the same. But I just want to just stress, for the most part, that the conversation, the battle is not about a man at all. At all. And I'm talking about proximity. So where I'm from, that's not the conversation. I'm from Chicago. That's not the conversation. It has nothing to do with a man, because that's the last thing I'm thinking about when I hear somebody refer to me as a cis woman and trying to differentiate between my trans sisters. It has nothing to do with the man.
So what are you thinking about?
It has everything to do with the space.
The space. And what's in that space? What's in that space?
Trying to change who I am. That's kind of like, and I can't speak for my trans sisters, but that's like if somebody refers to a trans woman as a man, she's going to feel a way about that, 100%. And that that's within her right. She can feel that way, because that's not who she is. And if she says she's a woman, then that's what we need to refer to her as. And respect her space. It's a respect thing. I respect you, and I'm going to refer to whatever pronouns that you feel comfortable in. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to honor you.
So why is this such a battle? Why is it such a battle?
Hilarious. Because nobody's hearing women. Nobody's hearing us. They're trying to make us comfortable with that. We accept everyone in our space, just like I hope trans women accept us in their space. But it's just a respect thing. It's not for anybody to necessarily understand, because this is like the last 10 years, it's been a boom where everybody is starting to accept the whole transition and understand it, because we have to educate ourselves. Again, change is hard, but it's all about educating us. And if you're not hearing us,
I think with the space conversation, I think with the space conversation, I think if we're just keeping it real, it's space like, okay, we're women, but you're trans women. So we don't want you blended in with our womanhood. We want it to be separate women. So you can't use our bathroom. There should be there needs to be a transgendered woman bathroom, but you transgender women cannot become part of the womanhood. You cannot, we're not blending that. And so that's what I feel like, if we're just being real. You mean you don't, like, to me, I just feel like we keep it 100. Women don't want trans women to be looked at as women like them and sharing that kind of space, period. Like, just keep it real.
I don't think so, because we're blurring the lines. I think we're blurring the lines here and moving the goalposts, because the conversation, we can't have a million conversations. We have to have one understanding, then educate ourselves on the next. I think it has something to do with that, because once you put in that negative energy, like, oh, you can't come here. No, that's not what it is. Women and trans women, they're both women, but they're very different. They're different. And that's just, okay, yeah, we have that feminine energy. We both have that, regardless of whether people want to accept that. Trans women have that feminine energy, period. Women have the feminine energy, period. So it has nothing to do with that. Once we start bringing in the negative energy, like, oh, you can't use our bathrooms, or you're not us, it's not that. We have to come to a place of understanding and educating ourselves. And then once we tackle this issue and have this understanding, it's like, what's the next argument? We stop calling women cis women. Okay, what's the next argument? What are y'all mad about next? You know what I'm saying? I guess that could be, playing devil's advocate for my own conversation. But we have to have this. We can't get anywhere in the conversation unless you refer to us the way we're comfortable. Because it's like, you can't start a conversation being offensive. It's not going to be genuine.
So you think that Just Hilarious was wrong?
Emotions happen. I listen, I love Jess. I love T.S. Madison. I think Jess came from an emotional place. She came from facts, but she came from an emotional place too. Once you start doing the low blow and the little sneak distance, I can understand where it's not going to be received by everyone. But ultimately, what she said, because you have to be honest, to tell women you don't own periods and stuff like that, like, hold on, who are you? Because
I would have got mad too.
Experience in the first place. Right.
Right.
But
see how but the way that you can disagree and we can have a conversation. But when you start leading with man and this and that, when you know that's not the term, you already feel away before the period conversation was brought up. So the period conversation just gave you a reason to be disrespectful.
Because she was mad. You know, when you get listen.
Or she really already don't like that anyway. Just like we just gotta be real.
I don't know if she's an ally or not.
Okay.
Like that, she probably just got mad. I don't know. She took it there, and that kind of made it bad for her. It made a lot of people offended to where they couldn't hear the rest of her message because it's like you already talking crazy, so I ain't trying to hear what you're trying to say. So she started out bad, but I understand why she was upset, and I understand why T.S. Madison was upset and started going off on her looks, which she shouldn't have done because she didn't make it about the whole period conversation about looks. She just spoke straight facts, and she threw in that low blow, which made it hard for some people to accept what she was saying. But like I said, that goes to the whole energy thing. Once somebody's offended, you gonna say whatever you have to say, because I know my mouth gets real flip, and if you upset me, listen, whatever comes, you gonna have to take that.
All right, boo. We've been on for a minute. Okay, gotta let you go. Bye.
I know, right?
All right, let's take, we talk for a minute, but come on. 0609, you live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the documentary. Did you talk about that earlier about?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, you can talk about it.
I wanted to know your opinion on why did you think she declined? And not because I think the theory online was people were saying, well, her fans were saying she had her own documentary. Why do you think she really didn't want to? Do you think it's more than just the beef or her wanting to stand alone?
Yeah, we talked about that. You got to go back and watch. I love you, but you got to go back and watch that because you got to go catch up. Okay, 6463, you live on the air.
Who?
We talked about that. Yeah, 6463, you live on the air.
Armon, you can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, hey Armon. So in regards to the whole TJ Madison and Just Hilarious thing,
TJ Madison is crazy.
She is. I mean,
no. It's TS.
TS, thank you. See, I need to get hit. Thank you. This is my first time actually calling in, so I was like, how the hell do you work this out? But in regards to her comment, it just wasn't necessary to make it about the look of things. I feel like it's like you said, it's about a man. I don't think that's where Just Hilarious is going with. It's about biologically what we are. It's not a gatekeep. We were born with a menstrual cycle. We were born with organs that produce babies. That's all it's about. We can't gatekeep. That's who we are. That's what we were put here to do. So the original argument with the other young lady that started the whole debacle is like, well, you can't own this. We are. We accept all those.
But do you think? But let me ask you this. While I think what you're saying is correct, even what Jess is saying is correct, but do you think that now that we're talking about it, now I'm looking again, do you think that her tone was actually the right tone, considering the fact, like, take whatever T.S. Madison said, but also take the fact that Jess Hilarious has also been mistaken for being trans herself. So do you think that, because she seemed like she was very upset, so do you feel like her tone was because she already's been feeling like she's been mistaken for a trans in the first place and already felt the way about the community? Or do you think it was just solely off that video?
I can only speak for myself. There's times I've been compared to Natalie Nunn, and I got a big chin. I'm a woman. I'm married. So the whole situation with, and that's no shade, but the whole situation with her being compared to trans and maybe she feeling some type of way, I don't think it had nothing to do with it. I'm speaking strictly from a woman's standpoint. When I heard the comment, I was like, what is she talking
Okay.
about? And I mean, if
So you
anything,
feel like, so you think that T.S. Madison was out of pocket?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not about, well, I think you're just mad because, you know, we could take your man. I'm like, no, if anything, I appreciate, like I was telling my husband, I appreciate the trans for that. Like, if you can out a straight man or a down low man and they want to, you know, go on that side of the pool, take them. But I'm not about to be in competition with something that I biologically am and you're not. You can still be a woman. I see what I see. You know, whether you stuff your bra, you got some real implants up top, you look like a woman, I'm going to call you a woman. But at the end of the day, if you're still a man and you cannot reproduce, we have to call a spade a spade. You know, when you do a job.
And what does that mean?
Okay,
and what does that mean? What does that mean when you say call a spade and call him a man? Like, I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean?
What you still have to, the whole point of trans is transitioning out of. You were born a boy. You are now transitioning into what you feel more comfortable with or what you want to identify with. When you're doing a job application, it says, are you man or woman or other, or what were you born at birth? It is what it is, walking your truth. You can be born a boy, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, you want to transition into something else, you're more than welcome to do so. No one's upset at the fact that you just don't want to identify with that part or aspect of your life anymore. But don't go around saying, well, you can't have periods. We all can have periods. You cannot.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
There's nothing you can do about that to fix it. It had nothing to do about taking your man, and you're just mad because trans women get called women in public and vice versa. Some real women get called men because they're kind of rough in the face. That had nothing to do with nothing. You're talking about taking something that God put us within. That's the whole point. But if she's feeling some kind of way because people don't call her a train, then I don't know how Just feels about that. The whole straight jacket comment was too much.
Yeah, that she was saying basically that they had mental illness and straight jacket. So it felt a little personal versus like giving it. You know what I mean?
I can see how it came across. What they say, right message, wrong messenger, maybe. Possibly.
It felt a little personal. It felt like she felt some type of way. Like, girl, did somebody call you trans before? Are you feeling away? Did you know what I mean? Like, what trans fucked your nigga?
Yeah.
Because you are pissed.
I just don't. Yeah, I can see it that way, but I'm not gonna hold your line up. But I appreciate coming on the line, and thank you for having me tonight. And what up, Armon?
Right. Hey, what's going on? All right, we're gonna do one more, and I'm gonna get up out of here. 7443, you live on the air.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I wanna, cause you know you're real quick to hang up when you don't hear someone. So I just want to address this whole. I want to address this whole T.S. Madison thing. It's not about men.
Okay.
But the earlier caller, she touched on spaces, but I don't think she really dug deep. So
okay, yeah, let's talk because I'm really interested in spaces. Because I want to know what that means. Because spaces to me includes men.
Okay, so have you ever? This is a good example that you said you was going to play devil's advocate with. Have you ever seen a trans man do a prostate commercial?
No, not that I know of.
And no, you haven't. No, but we've seen trans women promote tampons.
I've never seen that, but okay, but go ahead.
Hold on, Dylan Mulvaney. If I'm saying his name right, you can Google it right now.
Okay,
his name is
okay.
Dylan. He's a TikTok influencer. Mm-hmm. He literally was given a promotion from Tampax to promote that. So when you have you ever seen? Okay.
As video podcasters,
that is so disrespectful. So
when we talk about spaces, that's okay. You want to get into that? To me, that is the definition, the correct definition for spaces for me. I get it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another example. Have you ever seen a trans man fight for the Olympics to compete with the men? trans men.
I don't know. I don't think I have. Okay.
But you see a bunch of trans women trying to compete in the women's competitions when it comes to the Olympics. That is very unfair.
Okay.
Especially when they started their transitions at adulthood, knowing
Day
there's
271
a man,
of being
I don't know
a girl.
his name, but there's a swimmer, a male
Hold on,
swimmer.
let me play this real quick. Let me see if I can play this. Hold on. Let me play this real quick. Let me see if I can get it. Real quick.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, let me see if I can play it. Is this it? It's on the screen. Let me see.
Girl, or I'll say woman for this one because this video is for the women on Twitter who just really don't like me. Hello, ladies. We got a lot to cover, but let's first talk tampons. I haven't talked about tampons on here lately because I don't use them. I'm a woman who doesn't have a uterus.
So this is the one who did the commercial. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Okay,
now that
so
is a great example. That's
okay.
but that's what I was saying. Like if they go too far, it's like you give them an inch, they go too far. It's like we're trying to replace women, and you're like, we still are existing. No, I get that. No, I'm totally here for that. I'm totally here for standing for that.
Okay,
I get that 100%.
Yeah, so that I'm looking at your screen at the screen. That is the person who was promoting tampons, and it's like, why would so even taking a step back, that's actually the corporation's responsibility to reach out to women, but in the same breath, why did he accept it? Why didn't he turn it down and say, I'm a trans woman, I don't have real periods?
Because he wants to be a woman and he got paid. And it's like this. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So he's just doing it's disingenuous because he's just doing it for the money. But see, he don't wake up like we do with cramps, throwing up. You have plenty of sisters. You talk about them all the time. You've heard the stories, how sick they be. They can't make it to work. You know, it's just so disrespectful because it's not just, we just bleeding. No, we go through some women go through a real sickness. You know, some women go through real pain. And for you to play in our face like that, that's disrespectful. You know?
So I got a super chat and they said she's lying. Trans men are competing. Trans men are in weightlifting competition and trans men are also on tampon commercials. So this is dumb.
They are in the Olympics?
I don't know.
Are they competing against men? No, I didn't say they wasn't in the Olympics. I said, but are they competing against other men? Trans men, are they competing against other men?
I would believe so. I don't know. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say yes because I don't know.
So, and then what did she say? What did the person say about the period?
No, they didn't say nothing about. They said that there was nothing being said about the period. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so maybe I missed. Okay, so.
Then somebody said he also did a Nike ad for sports bras, but ain't got no titties. These corporations are trying to erase women.
Yes, that is the point. Whoever super chats that, shout out to you because I forgot about that. But that is the point. That is what I'm trying to say when we're talking about spaces.
Okay, I agree. That makes it yes. Okay, I'm with you on that. So you just want to be able to still be here in spaces. Yes.
Yes, but see that
don't try to erase my womanhood.
It's naturally us.
Transgenders are not the new woman, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Transgender is not the new woman, and that's fair.
Go ahead.
That's very fair,
and that's what I'm referring to.
That's very fair.
Like, and the Olympic Society had to ban trans women from competing with women. I don't use that word, the CIS. I'm not going to use that word, but they had to ban that, and anybody in the chat can feel anyway. But they had to ban. We had to go to court for that. We had to fight for that. I do not see men fighting for their space. And I think it's because the CEOs of these companies are men. So if the CEOs for these companies are majority are men, they're not going to give up their space to a trans man. But see, these men and these corporations, they'll be willing to give up women's spaces because they're not a woman. So they don't care how we feel. So yeah, go ahead and do sports bras and go ahead and do tampons. Oh yeah, you can compete with the women. Go right ahead. You go ahead. But when it comes to a prostate campaign, I bet you would not see a trans man campaigning for that because that would be stupid and that's silly. But you don't also hear trans men say, "I own the prostate," like these other, the trans women. I own the period. I just feel trans men know their place, and that's why y'all don't ever get with them, and that's why we constantly beef with the trans woman because they don't know their place. They take things that are disingenuous and they know it's just for money and they don't care anything about how we feel. So I'm so glad you took my call, but that's what I want to talk about. What I say.
Eva with the T.
All right, Armon,
you could sit on if you. I'm going to see because this Eva, you're trans. Did you want to weigh in on this?
I do. First of all, I want to say no tea, no shade, girl. I thought you were Dr. Heavenly. You sound just like Dr. Heavenly. Like
everyone says that. When I called in a second time, someone said that I sound like Dr. Heavenly.
Now, wow. I had this conversation a couple of days ago. My thing is the battle. Are you guys arguing about a period or being erased?
I muted her. Let me ask her.
It's not. It's about spaces where we know for sure trans women do not belong.
What does that mean? I got it. I got it.
So if you,
this is what I do.
I'm about to say, so we know for sure you don't belong there.
But I'm going to do exactly what the heterosexuals do in these times. I'm going to pull up a Bible scripture for you that says Genesis 2:22. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib of a man. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. No matter what, man was the original thing. You cannot erase a woman. No, you can't. And you guys can keep the period because that was actually, that was given to you by God as a suffering thing for eating the apple, having Adam eat the apple.
No, that was not. I'm sorry, and it wasn't an apple. It was the fruit of good and evil. But that's not the reason. See, and this is why it's funny because a period has nothing. The mystery. So just to let you know, Eva, just to let you know, I have a bachelor's degree in biology and a minor in chemistry. So I'm not just speaking from emotion. I can speak from, we can talk spiritual, but I can also talk science to you. So that's actually not the purpose.
Only in the human race is science. You know what I'm saying? There's so many species of animals that don't even know the difference between a male or female. But my thing is,
we are Homo sapiens, and so we're human, and I don't know about other species, but this is how we're developed.
No, but I get it. But this is
so we can go to so many different species, and that's the reason why different species do what they do. But we're talking about humans. Okay.
My thing is
so I can't argue with you about what an alligator does, what a fly do.
I don't argue, but you cannot erase a woman. So I don't know why women have the weak mentality to think that anybody could erase them. You should never feel that way. Like, you should never feel that way.
How anybody can. It's not about. Of course, you can't erase us. It's not about because if you want to talk about erase, if you want to talk about
the whole argument has been.
Every time I speak, she's ready to talk. Okay, you go, girl.
No, but my thing is you're moving the goalposts because the whole argument of this thing is, they're trying to erase us, take our spaces. You can't. The same way you go and apply for a job, and if the person gets the job, you're going to be upset about it. That's nobody's fault.
So let me ask you this, Eva. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me ask Eva this. Hold on. I'm gonna meet. Hold on. I know. Hold on. I'm just mute you because she talked. But I want to ask you a question, Eva. Do you feel that as a trans woman, you try to impede on natural women's spaces? Do you feel that trans women do that?
No, I live my day. This is the thing. But see, then you're probably going to be, be like, feel a way about it. But my thing is if you haven't fully transitioned, you shouldn't even be called a trans woman. If you still have that thing between your legs, you're a transsexual, in my eyes. I'm from the old school. That's what we say. You know what I'm saying? But if you've gone through the whole transition and you live your daily life as a trans woman, then you're a trans woman, because they're not going to be able to clock you when you don't have anything between your legs. You know what I'm saying? You went through every.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you, because I got to wrap it, but I want to know. So from your heart of heart, what do you think it's about spaces, or what do you think the issue between the trans and the biological women is?
I think the issue is the two things. They love, the heterosexual community loves to put these boys in drag to the forefront that attack biological women, and then the rest of the trans community has to, receive the lashing because they had this person.
Because first of all, that was not even a real trans that even said that.
That's what I'm saying.
That was like a drag queen.
That was a butch queen in drag, and they love to put that as an image of, oh, this is a trans person attacking a woman, saying that they're allowed to have periods. You can have the periods. It's no tea. That's the thing. That's what I don't like, because then they want to group all of the trans people and say that we all feel that way. We don't feel that way. And in our everyday lives, we live our lives. We blend in. You know what I'm saying? And because they want to bring up the trans men, there's men that actually feel a way about trans men, but they're not going to come because they're not emotional creatures. What they're going to do is tell you as their wife or their girlfriend or their spouse, they're going to tell you, I don't like you around that person. But they're not going to come online and banter and argue about it because they don't want to look like a weak man. That's my thing. So yes, there is men that actually are intimidated by trans men. So I need you guys to understand that. But they're not going to come on social media and rant about it because they don't run in emotions like women do.
Okay.
Which is fine. You're allowed to have your feelings, but you need to understand that not all trans women want your spot. We carved our own lane. You were given yours, and we're carving our own.
Okay, last thing. Jesse Layers to T.S. Madison, where do you stand? Quickly.
None of these people should even have this conversation. They're both toxic to the community in my eyes, because they're already leading with arguing, with name calling each other, belittling each other. They're both. There's no way these two people should. If anybody should do it, it should be like a Laverne Cox or Janet Moss. No tea, because then it would be like an educated conversation. And as for the women, the women can pick which woman they think, because it ain't just hilarious. She's tore down more black women than men have. No tea.
And what did you think about Tasha K? Wasn't that nasty?
Of course, she's thinking. She needs something to grasp onto, since the religious sector she was trying to intervene in wasn't working for her, and she's in debt. But it is what it is. She's at the end of the day, she's like a leech. She's like a flea, like a tick. She wants to latch onto anything for a little bit of blood, a little bit of coin. But it's not going to happen. Nobody's paying attention to her.
Thank you, sister. Okay, we'll talk later. All right, guys, we have to wrap it right there. We did a 2 hours and 30 minutes. This has been a long, lengthy show.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Thank you to everybody who was deposit their check, because, girl, these topics like this, they're needed. So thank you. Continue depositing your check so we can keep these shows coming. Okay, Cash App, $ at Armon or Reese. Okay, yes, roll call, super chats are welcome, Apple Pay, all of that stuff. Okay, because, girl, y'all be wanting these lengthy lives. We have to have the lengthy deposits, okay? So with that being said, I want to say shout out to each and every one of you guys. I love all my trans sisters. I love my gay boys. I love my biological. I don't know what name to say, child, because I don't want to get canceled today. But I think that's why me in this space, this is why it's important for me to bring boys chat back, because girl, I feel like boys chat is the thing. Because they're not, I feel like the Butch Queens got a thing. Everybody has a thing. But I think it was a great conversation. As far as like the female rap topics, shout out to Latto for getting her number 1. No Bars is fire. Nicki Minaj needs to get on some of these documentaries and some of these programmings with other female rappers. I definitely think it'll be dope to see her included in some of these other things. Doja Cat is trash. Jason, Lee and Rylee, girl, I'm over it. I don't really care. And Jesse Larris and T.S. Madison, girl, let's have a dialogue, have a conversation. I want to know what's the tea, and as far as Tasha K, I can't wait till you hit your next big roadblock. We're looking forward to the implosion. All right. So with that being said, I love you all. Until next time, I want you to keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon. Make sure you subscribe. Love you.